Hello, my miraculous friends and fellow miracle workers. Thanks for joining me for this video today where I want to talk to you about the manifestation cycle, keeping your vibration high, and what to do when your vibration drops, because that happens to all of us. It's a natural part of experiencing life here on planet Earth. We can't always be high vibe, always feeling amazing, wonderful, great, because what goes up must come down. This is the nature of the beast. However, we can get to a point where we go up so high that when we drop down, we're dropping here instead of all the way down here. But when we do the drop, that is a perfect opportunity for us to practice shadow work, to look at what beliefs we're still holding on to, what ideas we still have not questioned, so that we can heal them and release them. And I've done a little diagram here to show you a little bit about how this process works. So when we're up here in the high vibe, that is where manifestation happens. That's where we are able to create miracles. That is the creative energy that we want to be in. And it is the equivalent of exhaling. We are putting our energy out into the world. But when you exhale long enough, sooner or later, you've got to inhale. And so it can seem like that's a negative thing. It can seem like our vibration is dropped, but actually this is a time when we need to rest, when we need to retreat and regroup, when we need to bring our energy back in, recenter, so that we have something to give the next time that it goes out. So I see a lot of people talking about these concepts in an abstract way, and I had an example happen this weekend that I wanted to share with you because I think it's important for you to understand the practical application of these principles and how they can be applied in your daily life, in your everyday life. We are all going through life here, dealing with other people, dealing with situations. No matter how good we may feel on the inside and how high we can keep our own vibration, things happen out there. And being able to see the value in what is happening and why it is happening for us and not to us is priceless. So this was Labor Day weekend, and this weekend we were descended upon by family, and by family I mean my in-laws. So my husband's brother and sister and their spouses, his mom, were all here for the weekend. And I'm used to having a lot of space around me, a lot of peace and quiet, a lot of time to listen to music that lifts me up, to journal, to do my affirmations, to have time and space to myself, to keep myself in this high vibe place. And I find that when I'm surrounded by a lot of people, especially people who are not like-minded, who are not interested in spirituality, who are really focused on the things of the world and believe that that is where their happiness can be found, it brings my vibration down pretty fast. I really have to guard my energy to stay centered and peaceful with all of that going on around me. So things were going pretty well. I was enjoying the company. But then my mom called, and she had a big upset in her life, or what she perceived as a big upset. I did not think it was a big deal, but for her it was. And as soon as I got on the phone with her, I could feel that frantic energy coming across the line, and immediately I was tense and aggravated. I got off the phone with my mom, and then I immediately had to interact with all of the in-laws, and I didn't have a chance to regroup, and I could feel my vibration dropping. We were not only celebrating Labor Day weekend, but we were also celebrating some birthdays in the family. And one of the things that happened that triggered me was that a birthday cake was brought out with candles, and everyone started singing happy birthday, but no one told me this was going to happen ahead of time. So I heard them singing from in another room, did not feel included, and immediately felt annoyed. Like, why is communication so poor? Why can't people say, hey, we're going to celebrate now, and make sure that everyone is included? It it's not a big deal, but it was the last straw on top of this upsetting phone call with my mom and all of this low vibrational activity that I was surrounded by. And what happened next was all the company left. And the following day, my husband asked me to join him on a drive to West Virginia because he wanted to go look at a trailer that he was interested in purchasing. So I had no real plans for the day, and I thought, why not? Why not spend a nice day with my husband, driving, do a day trip, get out of town, and do something different? And I went along, and I was in a good mood for a while, but all of a sudden I noticed that I was feeling extremely aggravated and irritated, and I could not figure out why. So I started to do some shadow work. I started to look at what thoughts I was having and how they were connected to the way that I was feeling. And my husband even realized that the mood had changed because I was sighing, and he was like, "What's wrong? What have I done? Why are you annoyed?" And I was like, "I'm not annoyed with you, but I need to sort something out for myself," because I found myself saying or telling myself his side of the family are not honest people. They don't communicate and they don't tell the truth. They gloss things over because that is their way of managing conflict. They don't come right out and say anything that they think is going to be upsetting to another person because they want to keep the peace and harmony. But to me, this feels very inauthentic and dishonest. So we're going to look at this trailer that my husband said he wanted to see, but actually his motivation was to go there and buy the trailer. And I felt lied to. I felt like you told me we're just going to look, but actually your intention was you were going to buy. And then he told me that the price was one amount. It actually ended up to be way higher because you know that trick where they always put 99 at the end? This has been a recurring pattern in my marriage where my husband will say, "Oh, it's $9, but it's really $9.99." So I'm like, "No, it's not $9, it's $10." And you may think that a dollar difference doesn't matter, but it also happens when it's $999 and he'll say, "Oh, it's 900," and I'll say, "No, it's really 1,000." Or when it's $9,999, he'll say, "Oh, it's only 9,000." And I'm like, "No, it's really 10,000, which is what happened with the trailer purchase." So we're driving home and I'm thinking there's a level of dishonesty here where you tell me we're just going to look, but your intention is to buy. You tell me it's only 9,000, but the price is really 10,000. I'm very disturbed by this lack of honesty. And I realized that the reason that this was upsetting to me and not to anybody in his family is because I grew up in a dysfunctional family where I created a belief for myself that honesty keeps me safe. Knowing the truth makes me feel safe. Knowing what's going to happen ahead of time, like there's going to be a birthday celebration, helps me feel safe. And when things seem dishonest or seem spontaneous and chaotic, I go into fear. I no longer feel safe. So it's a safety issue for me. It doesn't have anything to do with his family does things the right way or the wrong way, or my family does things the right way or the wrong way. It has to do with patterns that I picked up as a child about what feels right or doesn't feel right, what feels off, what feels safe. And I created this upset for myself so that I could see that this is an area in myself that still needs healing. And A Course in Miracles says that everything that happens, we have asked for and we have received as we have asked. And that's what was going on here. I wanted to be completely done with the shadow, but there was still a dust bunny left, and that dust bunny was this belief that honesty equals safety. So once I was able to see that, I was able to shift my energy, get out of this low vibration, and start to enjoy the day again. and start to feel good again. And I want to share with you a mantra, an affirmation that was created by Louise Hay on this topic, that you can use and you can repeat to yourself if you find yourself in any situation that feels unsafe or that feels stressful. In addition to breathing, breathing is always the best technique to recenter and to calm your nervous system. But this is a beautiful mantra that Louise Hay, a wonderful healer, created, and it goes like this: all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good can come. I am safe. For small incidents, you can repeat it once or twice. For very threatening feeling incidents, you may need to repeat it continually until you can shift your energy. But the affirmation is all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Only good will come out of this situation. I am safe. I hope this information is useful for you. Please leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm Teresa McGallagher, and I love you. Bye-bye.